Now, it's great fodder for candidates, actually, the primaries that are going on right now.
Well, I never do any political humor. I never do any topical stuff. So the only place I get to talk about something like that is a place like here, you know, or in interviews and stuff. But you see, I like a guy like Buchanan interests me because I just want to see his neck explode. You know? It's the same reason I was fascinated with Mike Ditka as a coach. I say, why don't they just put an isolated camera on him, and sooner or later this vein is going to. So I just like. You know, I just like disasters and things. I just do. I'm really fond of big explosions. When they say something explode, when I hear the CNN theme for breaking news, boy, I'm there. And the bigger the explosion, the better I like it. I really don't care. I don't care. I like it when a lot of people die. It's a little sick, I know that, but I do. I like it when a lot of people die. It's fun. I always wish that it happened during rush hour. You know, they always say, gee, if it happened during rush hour, it would have been much worse. I say, yeah. You know, it would have been so nice. I just, yeah. You see, I root, I got to tell you, ultimately, I root. I lost all faith in this species and in my nation's culture a long time ago. I got a divorce, and I needed it.
I hear that'll do it, yeah.
I found that, you know, artistically, tell you the truth, as a writer, it gives you an emotional separation from the outcome. A lot of comedians I hear, when they complain about stuff, they seem to imply that everything could be all right if we just do this or just do that. I don't care. It's never going to work. If you think there's a solution, you're part of the problem. That's what I believe. So. Yes, it's true. See, they know.
How's that bumper sticker selling?
Yeah, it should. But I root ultimately for the big comet or the big asteroid to come here and get things right. Because what happened is we would never have emerged from the ferret stage. The mammals would never risen if it weren't for that comet that wiped out the dinosaurs.
The dinosaurs killed them, yeah.
The second comet is due to get things back in balance. And what I want for it to do as a poetic touch, I want for it to come through the hole in the ozone layer. Wouldn't that be nice? And I want it to happen east of me so I can watch it on CNN for about 18 hours before the dust cloud reaches my house. It's just the way I am.
So would you say that you hate people? I mean, is that a fair thing to say?
No. Individually, I love them. Every person I meet, I sort of like, and I'm not trying to be corny here, but I see the universe in them. You can see a part of everything in everyone, and they're just wonderful to look in their eyes. But when they start to group, when they get into clots, when there's, for instance, groups even as small as 2. Here's a good example.
So the 2 of us,
That's
yeah.
Right. Not as good as each of you separate.
Right, all right.
What happens is they begin to surrender the beauty of the individual for the sake of the group. Even like a guy, like, you know how if there's a bunch of guys hang around together in high school or college and then one of them gets married, he changes. He's in a group. And the wife will say, well, you know, he's just wonderful with the kids at home, but when he's with those morons at the bar, he's different. And the guys will say, hey, he was such a good guy, but when he's with Linda, man, the guy's, you know, just a drag. People change. And then the bigger the group, as the group gets bigger, 6, 8, 12, 15, 115,000, they begin to have hats, armbands, little slogans, lists of people they don't like, and it gets out of hand. So I'm in favor of people one by one, but in large groups, I would like to see them disappear.
Oh, so that's where you want the comet all met through the ozone layer.
We have to get back to the ferrets. The only hope.
This is very, very nice.
But
actually.
it gives me something to hope for,
message.
and it keeps me separate from the rest of the folks.
I think you're real fun at a party.
Yeah, well, there's no one to talk to about this.
Yeah,
you know.
I wouldn't think so.
But it keeps me going.
All right. Well, we really sincerely hope you can come back sometime.
I will try it. I
Will
mean,
you do
I
that?
told you I'd like to come back.
Yeah,
There's no reason to plug anything.
Yeah, you don't have to plug anything
Good.
next time. Of
Good.
course, the HBO special, which you're plugging.
Right.
George Carlin.
Live on the 30th.
Okay, George Carlin back in town debuts March 30th at 10 o'clock p.m. on HBO. It'll be hysterical, no doubt about it.
It's a good, strong show. It's a good, strong show.
Really, it's just so great to have you here.
Can I stay? Can I stay a little?
Yeah, stay. We would love it. Yeah. George Carlin, everybody. John Cryer, Robert Schindler coming up. We'll be right back. All right, everybody. My next guest tonight is, of course, a legendary comedian and author. His last book, Brain Droppings, sold 750,000 copies and was on the New York Times bestseller list for 40 weeks. Now he has a brand new book out entitled Napalm and Silly Putty. Please welcome George Carlin.
running all around. I'm okay. I'm getting that vaginal dryness now. I'm 63.
I do not want to know about your vaginal dryness.
For some reason, lactating. I think my eggs have changed.
Yeah, yeah.
But
It's
I'm
tough.
pretty,
Your
I'm
biological
pretty
clock.
good.
It's a tricky
That's
thing.
what it is. And I'm running all over the city, you know, hawking this book. But it's fun. It's, you know, I feel good.
Well, you must be happy to be here. You're from here.
Oh, yeah.
You're from, you were
boy.
born and raised in Harlem.
Upper West Side. Well, we call, you know, it was what you might call Black Harlem was right adjacent to our neighborhood. We call our neighborhood White Harlem because it sounded tough.
Right.
You know, to other guys from the city, you go to a party, the guys would say, "Where are you from?" The real name of the neighborhood was Morningside Heights. You know,
which doesn't sound very. You better not mess with me because I'm from Morningside.
Where are you from? You know, and I would say White Harlem. And they said, "Oh, okay, all right."
They'd leave you
There's a
alone.
little respect, yeah.
Did you enjoy growing up there? Was it a happy childhood?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I was a loner. I was kind of a strange kid, you know. I was upbeat. I'd listen to a solar eclipse on the radio. You know, they'd catch me.
Describe it for you nicely.
Oh, yeah. The circus on the radio. You know how your father would throw you up in the air and catch you?
Right.
Mine would walk away. And after a while, it damages you. I kind of became a loner, you know. Just wanted to be alone. Didn't have any friends. Not really. I had an imaginary friend, but I didn't bother with him. I didn't bother with him.
That is cold.
Let him find some friends of his own. I have no time for people like that.
You would ice your imaginary friend. That's pretty rough.
That's it. And it was a good enough childhood. You know, when you're a loner, it's kind of tough. There are games tag is difficult when you're a kid.
Right.
Because you're always it, and you're trying to avoid being tagged. You're constantly in motion. Instead of hide and seek, I would have to play hide. And one time, I remained hidden for over a month until I realized no one was looking for me.
Do you like coming back here? I mean, is it nice to come back to New York?
I love it.
If those things are, it's not traumatic at all?
No. And I like the city, and I like the things that are unique to the city. Rudy Giuliani is interesting. It seems like the only man whose skull is on the outside of his head. Have you noticed that he has an exoskeleton if you look closely at him? And
he's airing it out. Yeah.
And I enjoy the homeless people. There aren't as many as there were. They've put them somewhere, but there are offbeat, strange, and true stories. Things that are true, and they're only funny if you accept them as true.
Right.
But I saw a guy standing in front of Saks Fifth Avenue screaming at a mannequin in the window, screaming, "If I had a wife like that, I would be fine." And just screaming it over and over. And those are the wonderful moments. I gave a guy $20 and he said, "Don't forget to see Chevy Chase in Vacation." You know,
seriously?
Yeah, out of the blue.
A random homeless guy is hawking a movie.
And an old one at that, you know. There was a woman, it was around Christmas time, and the woman asked me for some money, and I was putting things in the trunk of my car, and I said, "Okay, just give me a second, and I'll give you something," you know. So I'm trying to pass the time a little, and I said to her, "Where you from?" You know, and she says, "Missouri." And I said, "Oh, what part?" She says, "Wichita." And I said, "Wichita's in Kansas." And she went, "Oh." I said, "Don't worry, I'm going to give you some money anyway. In fact, you're going to get a bonus for that answer." You know? Another guy with a doctor. I didn't.
Right. No, you thought for creativity you should get more.
So.
Now, you've always been fascinated. You hear it a lot in your writing and your albums. You've always been fascinated with language.
Yeah,
you're obsessed with language, and you get irritated when you feel like it's being used incorrectly.
Well, it's partly that incorrectly, and partly it's just the kind of lingo that has crept in, politically correct and new age and support group language. This word issues, no one has problems anymore. They're always issues.
Right.
No one has a drug problem. He has a chemical dependency issue.
Right.
That dog that killed the person in San Francisco.
Attacked the woman,
yes, a week after it, they were interviewing a neighbor, and he said, "Well, everybody in the neighborhood knew that dog had issues with other male dogs." You know, it's kind of creepy.
You know, I was flipping through your book, and you had a really great story in here, a great section on driving. And there was a nice little story about running lights that I really love.
Well, yeah, and someone told me this a long time ago, and I assume it's public domain, so I put it in there. I guess I'll find out. This guy's driving, and he's with his friend is in the passenger seat, and he's driving, and he goes right through a red light. And the guy says, "What are you doing?" He says, "Never mind, will you just relax?" He says, "My brother drives like this." He goes a little further, and he goes right through another red light. He says, "What are you doing?" He says, "Never mind, I told you my brother drives like this." He came to a green light, and he stopped. The guy says, "What are you doing?" He says,
My brother might be coming the other way.
I love that joke. I love that.
Yeah.
The book is Napalm and Silly Putty. Go out, buy this book. George Carlin,
Thank you.
thanks for
Thanks
making
a lot.
time for us. That was great. George Carlin, everybody. We'll be right back. Shuggy Otis is here.